Hey friends, back home. We made it. It was a long trip. It got a little dicey there at the end, but it all worked out fine, and here we are. And I think partly in the sort of aftermath of this, the kind of fatigue from the trip in the last day or so, I had some really interesting insights show up this morning, because life kind of kicked back off again for my wife. She had to go back to work, and so I have cleared my day so that I can be with Annalise and give her a transitional day before she plunges back into her school and routine and whatnot. And I sort of wrestled with a question this morning: to sleep or get up and do my morning routine and get my day started. And I was tempted by sleep, but ultimately I was like, no, I could tell that what my body really needed, and what my adjustment to this place, coming home, bringing my soul back, what that really required was some conscious work. And something kind of showed up, where the nature of stillness is just kind of a remarkable thing. And how we get stillness, and how we even find our own access to it. I know so many people, I almost don't know anybody who doesn't say, I should meditate more. I say that. And the thing is, if everybody knows that, why doesn't it happen? Why is everybody still saying that? It's in some ways it's a legitimate inquiry, because it's a difficult nut to crack, kind of discerning what's really going on, and what is stillness really, and why would we ever repel it or not gravitate towards it. And again, this is kind of coming through in the context of juxtaposing the opportunity for rest, just physical rest, lying in bed, and meditation, which is another kind of rest. And what I have kind of gleaned from this is, I hear people say sometimes, and I feel this myself, I just want to do nothing. Well, when we say I just want to do nothing, what we're really saying is I crave stillness. I crave meditation. But doing nothing in our mind, the image of doing nothing doesn't always look like meditation. It looks like lying on a beach with a drink and no worries. No obligations, no time constraints, no deadlines, nothing we have to do. And what I think is going on is that our mind, being our mind, can't conceive of stillness, so it has to project images of what the blissful state looks like. And so we chase the images, because we think somehow in that image we're going to find the blissful state. And of course it never works that way. There's no such thing as arriving there in the world, in the outer world. That state is not located in external circumstances. It's located inside of us. It's a literal dimension that we just access and then can spend time in. And I think, what was really interesting for me today, and this is part of why this hit me so hard. I came in the house late last night. It was an exhausting day. I carried some, and we've been doing a lot of physical activity in Michigan. My body's felt good because I've been active. But there's also, there's a certain amount of, I always feel it in yoga the next morning. If I've done something really physical the day before, my next morning yoga routine becomes, I feel that I'm processing that. So there's been some of that, there's been a bit of that happening as I was in Michigan, and also coming back, long, hard day, not a lot of sleep. I get here yesterday, we had a couple of really heavy suitcases, and I carried them into the house. And something about that process did something to my knee. I was feeling my left knee kind of pulse. Not twinge or didn't feel like anything had really been hurt. It just felt like it had been a little compressed. And I woke up this morning, it was still there. And I was like, oh, maybe I just need rest. Maybe I just need to lie here and let my body heal. But again, for all the reasons I just mentioned, I was like, nope, I'm going to get up. So I got up, did my yoga routine, and sat down to meditate, and I realized my knee feels fine. My knee feels perfectly fine. Whereas an hour before, not even, it had been hurting, and I'd thought, oh God, I need to get like 4 hours of sleep. And what I'm recognizing, I think, is that stillness is the most direct route to life, to the life we want. Stillness is the way. It's so counterintuitive, because when we see, even the words, the life we want, imply getting somewhere. They imply a set of circumstances that's different than the one we have now, because we want it. If we want it, that means we don't have it, right? But it's really, I think what I'm getting at, or what I'm uncovering here, is really a distinction between the entire way the mind sees the world, everything from the language we use to describe it, to the images that it projects in our minds. The distinction between that and the distinction between that kind of core consciousness that is located within us, and also nowhere. It's located within us and also not in the universe. And because it's timeless and spaceless, it's consciousness. And what I think I'm uncovering or discovering is just how vast that difference is. I do know that all this time I just spent with family, when I was talking about the patterns and all the kind of flurry of stuff that we get into when we go on a family vacation, what gives me stability within that, and what gives me the capacity to be as healthy as I can be, is connection with stillness. Because it's a place that it's a form of rest that goes beyond any other form of rest. It goes beyond the physical, it goes beyond the mental, it goes beyond the emotional, it goes beyond the psychological. It's a form of rest that is total. But the irony is we have to do it while we're really, really awake. It's not rest like sleep is rest, where it's like, oh, I'm so tired, I'm just gonna fall asleep. It doesn't work that way. It's a rest that has to be entered full, with full consciousness and full energy. But then it renders the healing and the result of exactly the rest that we're craving. That was the weird thing about today with my knee. I was like, what? And it's not, the experience I had today wasn't even so much about my knee. It was just that the knee was almost like this weird element in the mix where I was like, whoa, even that? So I think this is just another kind of in praise of stillness recognition on my part, but sure came at a good time, and it also has given me some insights into the larger, into what I'm actually doing here, what this post is really about, what my work is really about, which I'm going to get into on another post. But lots coming through. It's great to be home. Thanks for watching, folks. I appreciate you. So much love. And I think right on cue, she was making noise a minute ago. I think she's about to wake up. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you tomorrow.